Hi guys, my name is Allie, and I am at work, and I'm deciding to do a crime on the couch episode. Well, let me put this microphone in so you can hear me. So I'm gonna do a crime on the couch episode, even though I'm not at home on the couch. Work is pretty slow right now. I may get interrupted because I am at work, but it shouldn't be too much. Guys, researching this case was absolutely heartbreaking. It is actually insane that this was able to happen to this young girl. I just had to do this case so we can all be reminded of what a beautiful girl this was, and and how these boys deserve to be put to death, but they never got what they deserved, which is pretty frustrating. Very frustrating. So, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Allie. I am a heroin addict searching for my recovery. I make tons of videos on drug addiction and all things surrounding that. I do other things too, like mukbangs. I do a variety of types of videos. Just scroll down on my channel, check me out. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, and share this video if you feel it's worthy or if you feel my other videos are worthy, so we can attract other people who need help or feel alone in their addiction. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is another episode of Crime on the Couch. I'm not on a couch. I'm in a booth because I'm at work. But you guys get the gist. I'm just going to set you up since I don't have like a tripod or anything. All right, we're going to set you up. Okay, so this is the case of Junko Furuta. So at the time that this takes place, she was 16 years old. This takes place in Japan. Junko Furuta was a beautiful young girl. I'm going to insert a picture of her in my thumbnail. Beautiful young girl, very attractive. She got a lot of attention from boys, and that often made people jealous. Her high school, I might be looking down because, guys, I have notes, but she attended high school in Misato, which is in Saitama Prefecture, Japan. Guys, I might really butcher these names, but I'm trying my best. I mean no disrespect when I tell these stories or when I pronounce something wrong. It's just a given. But like I said, she was very attractive. She got good grades. She was worried about school. She was not really worried about having a boyfriend. I'm pretty sure I read that she worked and all of that. And one of these boys that had a crush on her, his name was Hiroshi. And he was a couple years older than Junko. And this guy was a bully in the school. And he got away with this because he was in a well-known gang, which was called Yakuza. So the people he bullied never tried to fight back or anything because they were scared of what this gang would do to them, or if they would retaliate or something like that. Junko didn't know this man or anything like that, but he confronted Junko and, asked her to go out with him or something of that sort. She turned him down. And I guess since she turned him down and nobody says no to Hiroshi, a disgusting 44 days of hell will begin very soon. That's what the case is called, to the Junko Furuta 44 days of hell. You're going to learn about that right now. So I'm not sure if Hiroshi and Joe, Hiroshi had a friend named Joe, and also 2 other boys were involved. I'm stuttering. Okay, so all 4 boys that were involved in this case are Hiroshi, Joe, Nobuharu, and Yasushi. So Hiroshi and Joe, I'm not sure if they knew that Junko would be biking past this block, or if they had just been hanging out there and they saw her and they took advantage, or, how this all came about. But I'm pretty sure Junko was it was late, so she was biking from her job. I think she had like a part-time job, and it was dark out, and she was biking. And Hiroshi had a plan. He told Joe to go and jump on Junko and make her fall off her bike, so Hiroshi can come in and act like the good guy and like the guy who's going to help her and stuff like that, even though Junko turned him down. So Joe does this, and Hiroshi goes over and acts like he is the the savior of the day. But little does Junko know that Hiroshi is going to threaten her, and he ends up, him and Joe they end up raping her, and they called their 2 other friends. They raped her in a park, and they called their 2 other friends. Well, Hiroshi threatened Junko, obviously, and told her that he was in a gang. He would kill her and her family if she did not comply. So it was really dark out. They went to this park that was kind of secluded. Hiroshi and Joe raped her. Then they called their 2 other friends, Nobuharu and Yasushi, who were only 16 and 17. They came and they had a turn to rape her too. And then they had an idea that Nobuharu, one of the boys, the 16-year-old, all 4 boys brought Junko to Nobuharu's home, and they told Junko to pretend to be Nobuharu's girlfriend. And Junko was scared, and she complied with whatever they said. So she went in and pretended to be the girlfriend in front of Nobuharu's parents. Nobuharu's parents believed it at first, and Nobuharu said that we're going to be sleeping in the basement. But his parents soon caught on and realized that this was not his girlfriend, and something really disturbing was going on. And they did nothing about it. They did not call the police. They allowed this to happen in their home, as well as Nobuharu's little brother allowed this to happen in their home. Did not get her help. Did not call the police. So they put her in the basement and they tied her up. And I'm going to put a warning now, right here. There is going to be talk of some extreme torture. If this upsets you or you cannot take it, if you have a light stomach, please skip this part. I'll leave a timestamp in the description below, so you can fast forward it to there. Or actually, this probably, no, because this is basically the whole case. So I would just exit out here. This isn't the case for you. Maybe I should have made a disclaimer in the beginning. Okay, hold on, guys. The fax machine is ringing. Sorry, I don't want to get interrupted, but you know how that be. So they stripped Junko naked to humiliate her and, I don't know, just for their own sick torture. And she did undergo a lot of torture. She was raped. She was captured at 16, kept naked. She was raped by the 4 boys constantly, nonstop. And then the boys would bring their friends from the gang and, friends of friends. She was raped by more than 100 men. And this was up to 12 men a day, 12 different men. This doesn't include actually the 4 boys. And it turns out that Junko was raped over 500 times over the 44 days that she was held captive. Hold on, guys. Beef and broccoli combo, small sweet and sour chicken, general sal combo mild. Oh, I got a burp. Okay, so a few days after she was held captive, actually it took 2 days for Junko's parents to report her as missing. And once they did, and the boys got news of Junko, that there was a search team looking for Junko, they forced Junko to call her parents and insist that she was not in danger and that she did not want to be found and that she was okay. And her parents believed her. So they called off the search. Guys, this is just such a fucking unfortunate case. I can't even, I would never believe my daughter. I don't know, if I got a call like that. You have to hear it in your daughter's voice, right? I don't know. I'm not going to victim blame and blame her parents or anything. I just think that's crazy. Okay, so after she called her parents, the search was called off, and now they knew that they were fine. So with these rapes, Junko would be very obviously sore, and they would force her to masturbate for them to try to turn on their guests and stuff like that. And it was just insane. And it gets bad. It's going to start to get bad from here. So she was hit with golf clubs, and her face was bashed into the cement floor in the basement. After the men would rape her, they enjoyed urinating on her. She was sodomized with a glass bottle, which means these things were inserted into her, front and back. She was sodomized with a glass bottle, iron bar, scissors, hot needles, chicken skewers. They put fireworks in her anus, causing very bad burns. They put these fireworks inside of her, and it caused horrific burns. They did not give her food or water, and she was forced to eat live cockroaches and drink her own urine. Her left nipple was ripped off with pliers. Dumbbells were dropped on her stomach while she was on the floor tied up, and that would cause her to lose control of her bowels. And while she was enduring all of this pain, she would end up passing out. And when she would pass out, they would dunk her head in cold water because they wanted her to feel and experience all of the pain and not be passed out from it. Because when your body is experiencing all of this pain, it will shut down. If your body cannot deal with it, it will shut down and you will pass out. So you do not have to feel it any longer. And that's what kept happening to her. And they, like I said, would dunk her head in cold water because they were adamant about her feeling all of the pain. She was hanged from the ceiling naked plenty of times to be used as a human punching bag. She was forced to sleep in a freezer naked or outside in the snow on the deck area naked. Her eyelids were burned with hot wax and lighters. Her vulva and that area, the lower area, the groin area, was burned with cigarettes and lighters. So, these boys were bragging to people about what they were doing. And one of their friends ended up telling his parents about what they were saying, what the boys were saying. And they called the police. So the police showed up at Nobuharu's house, and Nobuharu answered the door. And they asked if there was a girl here, and yada, yada, yada. And Nobuharu said, there is no female here. They're lying. The police never went in to check. If they did this, I'm pretty sure this was 12 days of torture. If they would have found her at this point, she would have survived. But the police did not do a home search. And for this, they were reprimanded immediately. They were fired, and they got their ass chewed in this case after people had realized what they had let go on. It's just crazy. If you get a call that a girl's being tortured in somebody's house, you don't just go and take a young teenager's word for it. No, you go in and you check the home. I'm not sure if you need like a warrant, but I would get that search warrant immediately. Not sure what the parents of the boys' friends had told the police. I don't know if they told them exactly what was going on, or if they even knew exactly what was going on, or if they knew how bad it was. I'm not sure, but I would get that warrant immediately if I heard that there was a woman held captive and whatever she was enduring, because these boys had big mouths and they thought they were cool for doing what they were doing. Just like I said, they were inviting tons of people over, their friends, all the gang members, to do what they wanted with her, making money off of it. It was crazy. So, after this, they had put a hot light bulb in her vulva. That's the outer area of the vagina. They inserted it into her, and they rubbed down there until it exploded inside of her. And at this time, she was unable to breathe through her nose because of the accumulation of blood and all of the blunt force trauma to her head. Her eardrums were injured. Her face became so big and swollen. After a drunken night that the boys had, Junko had tried to call the Japanese version of 911, and it was not successful. She was caught, and for this, they poured lighter fluid on her feet and set her feet on fire, amongst other things. So she was unable to eat or drink because of her traumatized organs from all of the beatings and just horrible things done to her. And the boys would become agitated when she would just soil on the carpet because she couldn't make it to the bathroom. Her fingers and hands were crushed. Like, all of her bones were crushed. She couldn't hold anything. She couldn't, put any pressure on it. All of that. And that she would get beat for soiling the carpet when she would lose control of her bowels because of the beatings. After 20 days of torture, she was unable to walk anymore. She could not walk. After 30 days, she was unable to urinate from damage to her vagina from the rape and foreign objects and cigarettes and lighters and whatever else was placed inside of her. It's just crazy. She begged her captors to kill her. She begged and begged and begged. They They did not want to kill her. They wanted to keep her as long as they could and do what they wanted as long as they could. Meanwhile, Nobuharu's parents still did not do anything to help this girl, did not call the police, none of the above. Junko's mom, I'm not sure what she was doing during this time, but there were no search efforts because the mom had believed Junko's phone call when the boys had set it all up and forced Junko to tell her mother that she was not in danger and that she was fine. It's crazy. So, on January 4th, 1989, the boys, let me go back a little bit. So, before this game of solitaire on January 4th, Junko's body would give off a smell of rotten flesh, like dying flesh, because that's what was happening to her. She was dying. So it started repulsing a lot of the boys and the men from raping her. So anyway, January 4th, 1989, they had forced Junko to play solitaire with the 4 boys, and she had won. And because she had won, the boys lost it. This was like the straw that broke the camel's back. They started beating her with iron barbells, and they set her whole body on fire, and she died the following day. And now the boys started panicking. This is when they started panicking. So they rolled her body up in a bunch of blankets, and they put her in a 55-gallon bucket and filled the bucket with concrete and disposed of this in a cement truck, I'm pretty sure. And so Hiroshi and one of the other boys, I'm not sure who it was either Joe or Nobuharu. They were arrested. So after the killing of Junko, they had all raped a 19-year-old girl and let her go. That girl had went to the police. So Hiroshi and, I can't remember if it was Joe or Nobuharu, but Hiroshi and one of those 2 boys were arrested and questioned about this rape. But they both had no idea why they were there. And Hiroshi was under the impression that they were there because of Junko and that they knew everything that happened to Junko because his friend had spilled the beans. He thought his friend already told them what happened. So Hiroshi starts confessing about what they did to Junko and what happened and where she was. And the police were like, we weren't talking about her. We're talking about a different 19-year-old girl. So this is how authorities and Junko's family found out exactly what happened to Junko, where her body was, and what she endured for 44 days. It was on accident. If the police had told Hiroshi why he was there that day, they would have never found Junko. The police had no idea this even happened. They had no calls, no leads, no nothing about Junko. And I think the worst part about this whole thing is that all 4 boys, all of them, since they were minors, all 18 and below, the highest sentence was 8 years, and that went to Hiroshi. All the rest got less than 8 years. A lot of them got less than 3 years. It is absolutely insane. So by the time that they were in their late 20s, early 30s, they would all be free. All of them would be free. But that doesn't say that, later on in life, do these boys get in trouble. They do end up getting in trouble. They do end up getting arrested for assaulting other women and men. It just goes to show that these boys should have been put to death. They should have either been put to death or tortured the same way that Junko was. And none of these boys showed any remorse on the stand. They showed no remorse, no emotion, none of that. It's just crazy. Oh, and Nobuharu's parents, no charges, no time served. Nobuharu's little brother, who knew, he's the one who found Junko downstairs dead. And he told his brother, hey, I think Junko's dead. And brother, no charges, which is even more sickening. The parents should have been in prison, and their son, the brother of Nobuharu, they should have all been locked up, all of them. And the 4 boys should have either been put in prison till they died for life, or they should have been put to the death penalty. I don't care if you're minors. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, okay, so a 16-year-old steals from a store like Walgreens or CVS. They steal a pack of gum. Okay. And that is different than what these boys have done to Junko. I draw the line at kidnapping a young girl and torturing her. I don't care how old they were. I don't think they should be given a second chance. Hold on. Hi, you had the lo mein and the noodles? Okay, $10.75. Okay, thank you. Let me get your change. Here you go. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm just going to pack this food, but, like, seriously, where do you draw the line with these minors? They didn't just steal a pack of gum. They didn't just, drive under the influence. They didn't do anything that is forgivable or malleable or deserving of a second chance at life. I don't care that the youngest was 16 years old. They knew exactly what they were doing. They know right from wrong at that age. And what they did is something unforgivable. And they should have all gotten life sentences at the very least. I think they should have been put to death, to be honest. But that is the harrowing story of Junko Furuta. And a couple of those boys changed their last names so they wouldn't be associated with the case anymore. And they could move on with their lives. Junko couldn't do that. I think it's just insane how they were not penalized like they should have been. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this crime on the couch. I know I'm not on the couch, but I just figured that you guys would enjoy a video anyway. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I love you, and I hope you enjoy your Halloween. And stay safe out there. Check your fucking candy. Dress warm because it's cold out there today. New York, it's cold, honey. It's below 0. But it's supposed to warm up later. So go trick-or-treating with a friend. Never go alone. Please be aware of your surroundings. A lot of people who prey on young kids will be out tonight, and you just need to keep your eyes open, be aware of your surroundings, always go trick-or-treating in groups, and enjoy your night. I hope that you guys are safe and you stay sober tonight. And Leave a comment on any other cases you would like me to cover or any other videos you would like to see from me. I love you guys so much. I hope this video wasn't too grim or... No, this video, I know, it was a hard one. My next one won't be as gritty and sad, okay? Well, they're all sad, but they won't be as... I don't even know the word. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.